that. There were a group of individuals that did know each other. So it was intentional. We do not want the public to assume that this is some random act. They were coming out of a nightclub. There was an altercation that ensued between those individuals. We're still currently working to obtain the best video footage that we can push out to the public. What we are asking the public is that if they know anything, to please contact the Metropolitan Police Department. They can remain anonymous, 50411. So that we can obtain any information that may be out there. That includes videos, any witness account, visual witness account of the incident. We're certainly seeking any information that we can find from the public.
That shooting aside, it's been a tough couple of years in the district for crime, but crime has actually been trending downward early this year. We know there was a spike last year. Murders, carjackings were up. At one point, Mayor Bowser referred to last year as a blip, an aberration. Was it a blip, or have there been some real changes in approach to bring those numbers down?
Well, I think there are significant changes with regards to bringing the crime down. Currently, right now, we sit at negative 32% in our homicide. Our assault with deadly weapons is negative 23%. Even our carjackings are down negative 21%. And our overall crime here in the District of Columbia is negative 12%. And I attribute that to some of the initiatives that we launched last year. We started Operation Atlas, which is kind of a mobile force unit where we look at our crime data over the last 7 days. We look at all of the data, intelligence-led data, to ensure that we are assigning our officers in the appropriate locations. And then we stood up a homicide reduction partnership plan. We usually work on a crime initiative, a summer crime initiative plan. I thought that in order for us to get ahead of crime, we should start that a lot earlier. And so what you're seeing right now is really, it's twofold. One, our officers are in the right place doing the things that we've asked them to do. The second piece is that we have an ecosystem now that I believe is working. I applaud Mayor Bowser and Councilmember Pinto for presenting, and also applaud the council for signing off on Secure DC, because that has been instrumental also, will be instrumental also as we continue to drive crime down. They should both be applauded for pushing that legislation through, because it is going to be instrumental in helping us solve crime here in the District of Columbia.
Yeah, a moment ago you brought up the summer. We're going to ask you about that in just a second. First, I want to talk about another tool that is trying to get up and running here for your disposal, this new command center that you all kind of talked about a few weeks ago, real-time cameras, resources of other local agencies. We know it's a little bit delayed, right? So what can you tell us? When will it be online, and how will that command center be able to help you and your entire police force?
So it's a real-time crime center. I'm glad you asked about it. So what I will say is that we are already operating in that space. Okay. We're waiting on a piece of technology that will allow us to be fully operational. I mean, as you know, sometimes technology can be a little delayed, and it's just taking us a little bit longer. We're expecting to have that technology within the next 2 weeks. Okay. And once we get it within the next 2 weeks, we plan to do another announcement around how people, the public, can integrate their cameras into the real-time crime center. We are already operating, like I said, on a very small scale, but to be fully operational, we really need that piece of technology to support us in that space. I'm excited about the real-time crime center, more so excited about the fact that we have a significant number of partners, federal, local, and state partners, who will also join us in that space. And what we know is that there are no jurisdictional boundaries about how criminals commit crime. And so we have already been working in tandem with them prior to the launch of the real-time crime center. But what this will do is co-locate us all in the same space in order for us to address crimes on both sides of our jurisdictional lines.
All right. You mentioned the crime bill passed by the D.C. Council last month. I want to talk about some of the specifics. One of the things included was allowing you to declare drug-free zones. Those are places where you can temporarily step up enforcement. The first 3 of those drug-free zones have been in place since last Thursday, actually expired at 8 a.m. this morning.
That is correct.
Do you have a sense of what kind of results you've seen so far, and when can we expect to see more of those zones rolled out?
So what I can say is that the public is obeying the law. And I think that's really critical about this. We have not had to affect any arrests in that area, and that was not our intent to begin with. We've heard from the community. The community has told me on many occasions, we want our corners back, we want our spaces back, and this is an opportunity. This law had been in place before. It was repealed. We're just doing something. We're using a tool that we already had accessibility to. And so it's been going great. I've physically been out to the locations, both in uniform and outside of uniform. We will be declaring another two areas in our 4th district and our 5th district on Thursday. And then I plan to declare some other areas across the District of Columbia relatively soon. I hear the public when they say they want their communities back, and it's our responsibility as a public safety entity in order to do that. And this bill, this law, will help us do that.
Okay. So I want to talk about the summer because we're, just a few weeks away now from